Okay, one rolling.
He's rolling.
Oh, the lips look good, yeah.
Two rolling.
Oh, Lucille Ball, wow, I grew up watching an I Love Lucy show, reruns, of course. I'm not that old. Lucille Ball was just like an icon, for me. I just wanted to be her when I grew up. I'm Lucy now. Well, I'm an icon too. I want an Emmy. I am the sexiest and richest I've ever been on this big-time production playing Lucille Ball with Pedro Pascal. It's just gonna be so perfect. And I just think nothing can go wrong. Nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing can go wrong.
The making of the I Love Lucy reboot and how everything went wrong. A film by me, Werner Herzog. In the fall of 2022, Emmy Award winner Jennifer Coolidge was cast in the titular role of the highly anticipated reboot of I Love Lucy. On-screen husband Ricky Ricardo was to be played by none other than Hollywood heartthrob Pedro Pascal.
I think him and I on set are gonna fall in love.
The casting had all of Hollywood abuzz, but as principal photography began, it became clear that hiring two stars of this magnitude meant having to make sacrifices in other areas of the budget.
You'd think they'd hire like a big-time director like Ron Howard or that like Del Toro guy.
Engelbert Humperdinck. Are we rolling? I'm Alejandro Ansoleaga. I'm director of the I Love Lucy Reboot. This is by far the biggest thing I've ever done. I actually got this job after I had a short film that was an indie darling. It's called Cock Blockula.
I want to block your cock!
Cock Blockula was greenlit by the studio, and then these two dipshit producers got in the way and just ruined the entire project, sunk it.
I watched it. I don't like cock blockers. Stop cock blocking me!
Hey, take it easy, Toots. Fuck you!
This was kind of their way of making it right, letting me come in and do a TV show.
Maybe he's funny. I don't know. There was a scene in the short where there was like flying dildos. I thought that was great, but so maybe it won't be so bad.
I'm thrilled. I'm working with Jennifer Coolidge, Pedro Pascal. I'm Cuban. Ricky Ricardo's Cuban, and Pedro Pascal's Chilean. And that's not something that we really talked about, but Pedro and I have had a really great line of communication. I think there's a kinship there as that we both speak Spanish, and it's been nice to connect with him in that way. Actually, hold on one second. Oh, that's him. That's Pedro. Hold on. El Mandaloriano! Dímelo, Pedro. ¿Cómo estás?
Fred Mertz. William Frawley, what a legend. My name's David Hemsworth, and I'll be playing the role of Fred Mertz. Growing up in Australia, it was quite adventurous. Swimming with sharks, catching lizards, playing with snakes. Oh, and most of all, my pet tarantula, Marvin. He bites, but overall, he's a great spider.
I got really excited to hear that there's going to be a Hemsworth brother playing Fred, but I don't really see a resemblance at all.
I actually found out that I was adopted when I was 17 years old. I suppose there were some signs. When I saw my two brothers' careers taken off, I was over the moon. I was so happy for them, but I didn't want nepotism. I did not want to be a part of that, and so I wanted to just make my own way. And eventually I realized if I was going to make my own way, I'd have to make it in America too. When I first learned about the opportunity to play Fred in I Love Lucy, I had to do it. What could be more American than that?
Don't say I didn't warn you.
You're a bitch.
Yeah, right back at you.
Yeah, really nice, guys. Cold break dog. Jennifer.
It's Lucy. Clearly I'm in character.
I apologize, Lucy. You're doing a really great job.
What do we have Ethel cast as a white dude, and he's not binary. I'm gonna stay out of that one.
Yeah, we made an interesting casting decision on Ethel, but Cole's an extremely talented actor.
My name is Cole. They, them.
It is an interesting choice to have, a biological man play Ethel, but the times are changing, so.
I couldn't care less what she was. It's just Ethel. It's all about the character, about the love she has with Fred.
People say they have a strong bone structure like James Dean.
Yeah, more like Jimmy Dean.
If you put me in whiteface, you couldn't tell us apart.
A relationship that, although loving, very contentious.
I know you can't tell by looking at them's face, but Ethel takes a long time getting ready too.
Hey, no, you take longer than me, Hollywood.
A few years ago, I started a podcast called Two Woke Boys, where me and another male feminist friend of mine named Christopher Columbus, don't look into his family history.
I am Chris.
And I'm Cole.
And together, we are two woke boys.
We wanted to start this podcast to be the voices of women, because women don't really have a voice. And when they do talk, no one really wants to listen to it. They're just kind of shrill, and when they say stuff, it's just kind of annoying and grating, and no one wants to hear that.
I mean, we've done a lot, we've done a lot for women.
Literally their voice.
Yeah.
The epiphany of when I realized I was non-binary was when I heard the announcement that they were rebooting I Love Lucy and wanted to cast a non-binary actor in the role of Ethel. And at that moment, it hit me, I'm non-binary. But yeah, I thought, what better way to be a voice for women than to be a literal woman? Sure, my castings and career have gone up tenfold, but aside from that, it's just finding my truth.
And the truth was that Cole was the perfect Ethel, the sometimes voice of reason that inevitably gets lured into one of Lucy's foolhardy subterfuges.
Oh, you're gonna be on 90 Day Fiance, Lucy. You're already married.
Well, I told them we were. All I said was Ricky is Latino as it gets, and I'm as white as the driven snow.
Well, surely they'll find out when they get here. What are you gonna do? It's not like you can just get a divorce.
Divorce? That's a great idea, Ethel. I'll get a divorce.
That is not a great idea.
Best idea you ever had.
That is not my idea.
I studied Fred. One of Fred's key characteristics was a big entrance.
Time to hit the cages, Ricky.
Why? I'm ready for my close up.
What in the world are you wearing?
I wondered what was missing in Fred that would make him self-dependent on the attention of others, namely his tenants. It baffles me. I wanted to get inside, get deeper.
While David prepared for a performance that would honor the great William Frawley, something was heating up below the surface that was boiling so hot it made me reminisce about another place and time. 10 years ago, I was in the Vanuatu archipelago, a cluster of volcanic islands in the Pacific, about 1,000 miles east of northern Australia. I was doing a film on volcanoes, and in a way, that film started 10 years before that, in Antarctica. 20 years ago, I was in Antarctica, doing a film about scientists on this continent, which took me to Mount Erebus, an active volcano, one of 3 in the world where you can look straight into the magma of the inner earth, coming face to face with the most destructive force on the planet. Now that I think about it, it was all the way back in 1976 when I first filmed a volcano. So you can say, in a way, that the film I made about volcanoes actually started almost 50 years ago, and not 20 years ago, when I was on the Caribbean island of Guadeloupe. The mountain was expected to explode at any moment, and 70,000 people were rapidly evacuated for fears of an eruption of apocalyptic proportions. It was an eeriness I had never felt before and have not felt since. Not until on the set of the I Love Lucy reboot, as Pedro Pascal's call time was quickly approaching, and yet his whereabouts were unknown.
There are some rumors that Pedro Pascal won't be actually showing up to play Ricky. In which case, I had the contingency plan, and that's me.
Lucy, I'm home.
Oh, what the fuck? You're not Pedro Pascal.
Like a volcano, the news of Pedro dropping out posed an existential threat to the project. Jennifer stormed off the set, locking herself in a nearby bathroom stall.
Oh, God, I need an Ativan. I'm never working with that weasel director again! I don't care how much money I lose, I'm not working with him. How much? God damn it! I should have known this whole project was gonna go down the tubes, with this whole director. You look him in the face and you see there's nothing behind the eyes.
Jennifer returned to set after only a brief 3-hour hiatus. Her performance was described as a tour de force, but there was no love lost for the director, Alejandro.
I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure he weaseled his way onto that role to play Ricky.
I guess you can say that I weaseled my way into the role, in that by weaseling, I had to keep it a secret that Jennifer Coolidge had been sexually harassing Pedro Pascal for weeks.
I have a really big crush on him. I've been DMing him for months and months. He hasn't responded, but
Who am I going to tell that to? I had to keep it to myself. Jennifer would have walked if I told her anyway. Pedro confided in me. Did I know that by keeping it to myself that he was dropping out until the last minute that I would have to play Ricky? Of course. But I'm actually Cuban. I was the right guy for the job anyways. So yeah, I weaseled my way into the role.
he has weasel eyes, too. You look at his eyes, nothing there.
I focus all of my energy into the craft. Shakespeare in the park, or Shakespeare on stage, or Shakes on a plane.
They act like I'm some slouch that stepped into the role. First of all, I was cock blockula. And here's another thing. I had a line on Narcos.
Que pinga.
He's a soulless man, with the cock block, It's actually stupid now. I take back what I said thinking the flying dildos was funny. It's dumb.
I had to do whatever was necessary to keep the project going. I stepped in and I think I did a bang-up job.
Esta mujer está completamente loca. Casada por 10 años y cada día se pone peor y peor y peor de la cabeza.
Weasel.
It's not my fault this project didn't go through. That was Cole.
I had my suspicions about Cole all along. That whole non-binary thing is like a really sensitive subject these days, but I'm pretty sure I saw a boner.
I'm not your type, huh? You're gonna be with some alpha Chad when you could be with a nice guy like me? Yeah. I'm so nice! Do you not see how nice I am?
Okay.
I'm so fucking nice!
Yeah, what's life like now? Well, I have a lot of haters right now. But you know what they say, if you have haters, you must be doing something right. And literally everyone hates me, so that must mean I'm doing everything right times 10.
I'm all about the craft. I studied at the National Institute of Dramatic Arts with the likes of Kate Blanchett, Mel Gibson, Baz Luhrmann.
People are egging my house, harassing me in person, online, saying I'm faking my identity just to advance my career, and it's total BS.
But despite Cole's claims, voicemails sent from him to Jennifer Coolidge told a different story.
I'm faking my identity just to advance my career, so just go out with me already, all right? I'm a nice guy! I'm a nice fucking guy! God damn it, you bitch!
What I have to say about that message is deepfake. Wasn't me. Could be AI, could be Mel Gibson. Who knows who it was, okay? But it definitely was not me. Totally wasn't.
It's me, Cole! Call me back!
AI technology nowadays is crazy. You can take a sample of my voice and make it sound like I'm saying anything. I totally did not say that.
Ultimately, the controversy surrounding Cole's deception became too great to bear, much like the great brown bear in Oginard, Katmai National Park, Alaska, who devoured Timothy Treadwell, the subject of my film, Grizzly Man.
Yeah, that guy faked being non-binary. He just ruined the whole thing. I can't believe you! You ruined this whole project, you weirdo!
You're the weirdo. I'm just a poor, persecuted, non-binary person who sleeps with exclusively women 8 and above, okay? So if you watching out there are a hot, 8 or above woman who wants to have a dialogue with me about my lived experience, hit me up in my DMs right now and let's get to talking because I have a lot to say.
Cole is currently serving 18 months in a California state penitentiary for charges relating to check forgery and identity theft. Cole's petition to be incarcerated in the women's penitentiary was denied.
I would have liked to sleep with that black Hemsworth. Oh, he's sexy. C'est la vie.
I studied Stanislavski, Chekhov, Meisner, method, and anything you can name. We went through it all. I really wanted to make my own way and not experience any nepotism. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be in America, and I'm happy to be a Hemsworth. David Hemsworth.
David has taken the place left vacant by Jonathan Majors in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and is currently on set of the latest installment of Thor alongside his brother, Chris.
It's really sad now looking in retrospect. I mean, this really could have been something great. It would have been nice for Pedro to show up. It would have been nice for Cole not to be an absolute psychopath. Overall, it was still a positive experience. I got to direct a major sitcom and play Cuban idol Ricky Ricardo. A lot of people are saying I'll never work in this town again, but we'll be back. Hopefully.
Alejandro has not worked since the culmination of the Lucy project, but remains hopeful that Cop Blocula might still be greenlit by the studio one day.
This was my dream. It was taken away from me. I want to travel the world. I want to wear high heels on a boat one day. And I never got to meet Pedro Pascal. That's the worst of it, you know? Now I'm just some weirdo in his DMs. The whole thing made the tabloids, too. I'm just like a laughing stock of Hollywood. I'm gonna go back to my house in New Orleans and never come out.
Jennifer Coolidge indeed went back to her house in New Orleans. However, she did come out and subsequently won her second Emmy Award, reprising her role as Tanya in White Lotus. Her final scene was on a boat, wearing high heels. Pedro Pascal declined comment for this film, but his representatives informed us that sexual harassment is something that he takes very seriously.
I love Lucy.
You know, that whole non-binary thing is like a really sensitive subject these days, but I'm pretty sure I saw a boat. It's just really funny. Okay. We really need this line. Okay, get it together. Okay.